Northern Europe and in particular in Scandinavia, we tend to think that our idyllic life is very safe and very secure and very certain. And we have for a while been discussing what the threat really is, and whether the threat is coming from the outside, which is sort of all the news wants to tell us, or whether the real threat actually is from within. Mm-hmm. And so I guess we were talking about that, and then Anders Thomas had written some scenes where some kids were interrogated by the police, and there are like sort of leftovers of those scenes in the movies, but he just written them out of nowhere, and I like those scenes, and for some, we sort of pull those things together and develop the story.
Questions right in front here.
A lot of your stories take place in multiple locations, often polar opposite locations. What interests you about that?
I think it's two different things. Firstly, I think that I kind of feel that we can't just isolate ourselves. I feel that in a way the third world is just as much part of our world as our more obvious own world. And then I guess I also kind of like to suggest that we are not all that different. That all human beings, even if living conditions are extremely different, and they probably couldn't be more different than Africa and Denmark, the human nature is still very similar.
Down front.
In the opening shots, it reminded me a lot of in the opening of After the Wedding, where Jacob is throwing the food out into the crowd of children. And I was just wondering if there was a single moment in your life, maybe that made you want to remind the world about the third world poverty.
I don't think I'm on a mission at reminding world of third world poverty, but I think I mean my mission is more reminding all of us that we're much more similar. That's more, in a way, much more important for me. But I also think that, I mean, it's not coincidental that they are kids. I guess that I have a pretty soft spot for kids all over the world.
Question right here.
Well, with regard to kids, I mean, you also seem to examine what keeps or takes apart a family. What is it that fascinates you with understanding that sort of dynamic, or the gravity that holds it together or pulls it apart?
I think in a way that, I mean, I don't know as much about other parts of the world, but in the Western world, I think, in a way, families are our identity. And even, I sometimes meet people who will tell me, and that's actually very often in Scandinavia, they will tell me that, yeah, I saw my parents last time a year ago. And by that choice of sort of breaking away from family, of alienating yourself from your family identity, is also a very, very significant choice. And it also defines very much who you are. So I guess that I, on a very profound level, believe that families are our source of identity. And therefore I keep coming back to it.